G'day viewers, well, I scored me another vintage TV. This was quite an early colour one, and it's a Delta gun. It's a Delta gun set, so it's a pre-1975 colour, this one. I've cleaned it out, dusted it all out, I kept the labels till they blew off. Oh, let all my protection. Hang on, it's okay. But I've blew the mouse crap out of it, and all the dust out of it. It does work. I cleaned all the controls, it all works. So I just got to put some, fix it and get the colour back. Instant on, I don't ever use that. That just leaves the filaments of the CRT on, which can shorten the lifespan of the CRT. There's a remote control one too, an ultrasonic remote control, which I've got in my container. It should work with this TV as well as the one that it came with. I've got a signal there. So I get a Chromecast and plug it into it if I had one. The vertical has to be looked at. I've got to look at the vertical circuit to fix that up. That's all that's wrong with it. And the colour. I've got no colour. That's easy to turn now. 5A I've got it tuned to. I've got a problem with the vertical though, I'm going to fix that. Look carefully at the screen. Nice and round Delta gun pixels, not that inline we're used to seeing. Let's just say it looks like the dots on some LCD screens. But I've got a tweeter here, a speaker there, and above that tweeter is a receiver for the IR, which is not an IR actually, a remote control ultrasonic receiver. Another speaker there. It's the Panasonic's trademark internal magnet speaker. Well, the magnet is actually on the inside, not in the back of the speaker, the frame. Smells good in here. I'll open it up, I'll give you a look at the inside. I've got to fix up this. I'm going to check capacitors in the vertical section there. And take the modular boards out and clean up those because I reckon the sockets are dirty. That's probably why I'm losing colour. But I did tap the TV a bunch of times and nothing responded. And it didn't change anything, so it might be some of the capacitor or something that's gone bad. It's I've got to sand all this down and fix up this expansion and moisture's got into it. And I fix it up, sand it all down a bit, clean it and re-lacquer it. It's a nice old TV. I've got a stand that'll match too. It's had some water damage unfortunately. Been sitting on the porch for about 6 years. Back porch of a house. Here's a stand that would have matched that TV, or a very similar model. National, and the TV is set on top of this stand. Your VCR would have been in there, or your Betamax, or your Beta machine. Which I got the Sony machine I can hook up to this. I watch the beta tapes as they are intended to be watched. That TV should fit in that stand. It's not that, it's a very similar model, but a smaller one obviously. But it's a TV related, it's the same company, National Panasonic, and it matches TV good. I'll have to take this all off and redo it all. Re-sand it and seal it, dry it all out, and have to redo that veneer or paint it. It's a nice old TV, that's for sure. Though I got it for no one else really wanted it. They advertised it for someone to turn it into a fish tank. I said no effing way. I offered them about $30 for it and they took the offer. They wanted a lot more than that, but I said what I did and I got it cheap, which is good. I'm still happy. Especially a Delta gun CRT. They're pretty bloody rare here in Australia. In fact, I got the remote here. Got to fix the channel bit that the contact's broken on that. Goes down, up, no down. I'm going to fix this all up. That's what the remote would look like. This should work with this. I haven't tested it yet. There, that's the original remote. That's your master switch here. And that would have sat in here. Upside down, I think it did. That's where it originally sat. You sat the remote behind the TV like that. That smells good. That vintage TV aroma. That's unaffected by sitting out in the weather. That smells so damn good. Anyway, I'm going to set up the signal on that. Lucky that turns off. I got the good old set-top box. I've been using this in a long time. But we've got no colour, as you can see. Play games. I've got the colour circuit's totally dead. But the focus and everything's good. The brightness and contrast is not too bad. It's got to get that colour back. This does nothing at all. Nothing at all. I press the tuner indicator. That works. There's colour there. The green bar, that was a Panasonic feature back then. Use a green bar either go wider or narrower. Indicated the best possible signal. AFC. That's when you're tuning it. White balance, or down or up. Part of colour there. Brightness down. Bit scratchy there. Contrast down. Up has a bit scratchy too. Remote sensitivity, which is that changes how much the how much range that bloody ultrasonic receiver can pick up. Picture, sharp or soft. Soft, sharp, that works. It's pretty sharp. The focus is good too. Tone, that works. Good sound. Just got to try and find out why the colour doesn't work. But I'll investigate that. It's a project, this TV. Yeah. Playing Tetris. Exit, quit. Don't got the remote, so I can't exit. But it works nicely other than that. Just a colour. Oh, that smells lovely. That smells good. Vintage TV smell. Man, I love that. Well, I did clean up around this anode before I powered it up because this dust, it's attracted by the corona, and which attracts the dust, which builds up moisture and causes the all sorts of hissing and high voltage problems. So I'm going to start with this circuit here. Take all these boards out and just test some components on it. Do some cleaning of these boards. Somewhere in here I got a problem with the colour. It's in here somewhere. I like how they made it. This is a serviceman's dream, these TVs. It's really a serviceman's dream. Get under this clip, pull it back, and that should just pull out. How good is that? That is just so awesome. And you just take this board and interchange these, you can fix these up and upgrade them and interchange them. This isn't such a... not a thing nowadays on newer TVs. They're all proprietary now and one-off things. Switch and slide there, see? Slide it in there. Going too far. Goes this way on top of the board. On the heatsink, the board goes in there like that. Okay. Well, maybe I'll take this all out and I'm just going to clean the sockets anyway. We'll do that. Okay, we'll pull the tuner board out and this colour demodulating board out. Checked all the connections, they look good. See, it's on the metal chassis too. I like those. It's on a metal chassis. Many more components underneath it. This will point to put wiring under there. Circuit breaker, push, reset, 125 volt, 3.15 amp. Of course, this is with typical footers an American TV. Most of the TVs in the American market, they built theirs at the chassis like that and had a circuit breaker on them. Most had power transformers, but some didn't. So this was made in that sort of era where they made TVs pretty much like tanks. They pretty much built TVs like tanks, the Japanese. They were doing it for next to nothing. They undercut the Western manufacturers. They did a damn good job too. They can make a damn good TV, the Japanese. I'll put this box back up. Yeah, still no colour. As I said, I've got to investigate this further. But it's work in progress. I'll start with doing capacitors next, I think. Check capacitors. They are all the original Panasonic capacitors in this. Oh, hang on. My screen's full. Ah, my screen's all full. My screen's making a full raster now. I've got no vertical. Oh, I've got a little bit. It's not as bad as it was. Vertical hold. Yeah, my vertical circuit. I'll look into this. The buzzing in the audio there. Now, I think some of my vintage TVs do that. I get the picture really good, but the sound's a little noisy. It's to do with the alignment in the circuit there, in the tuning circuit, the RF circuit, just like capacitors or something, or resistors have drifted, and it's just gone a little bit off. Just going to change those components. And then you've got to get a realign a TV. Realigning a TV is a bit more difficult than doing a radio, for example. There's more work involved in aligning a TV tuner circuit than with a radio. So they've got to fix all this up too. It's all failed. Got to fix that. But there's all the adjustments for the delta gun, which is for your convergence and everything. Yeah, the purity. Yeah, there's a lot more adjustments involved with a delta gun than there is with an inline CRT. That's probably why I didn't. Why delta gun CRTs were short-lived, because they're just too expensive to make. There's a lot more complexity in the circuit to drive and run one of these CRTs. There's a lot more precise adjustments involved. A lot more. Horizontal section, vertical section. This is all for your purity adjustments. These things are a lot more difficult to converge and get perfect picture-wise than an inline CRT. You can see the guns in there. You can see the triangular. There we go. They're not in line, they're a triangular arrangement, hence why it's called a delta gun. They do produce a nice picture though when there's a fully restored and working as they should. The picture on these things is better than the inline CRT. That's what I like about them. They're just so unique and well engineered. But yeah, I'll have to investigate these boards, capacitors and resistors, I think. The main board there. I'll start looking at all these components. This will be a work in progress. And that little board box down there is for the remote control. That's its own little tuner circuit for the infrared ultrasonic transducer. I got my head stuck in the 21st century. I've got to revert back to the 20th century for this tech. But if I can plug my scope into that and somehow determine whatever frequency that operates at to trigger the channel change the channel, and to turn the TV off and step the volume up and down. All I need to do is just find out the code for that, what the signal, that the frequency is, and get it to write some code. Then just do it on an Arduino via my smartphone and make us a modern remote. I think there's a relay for the volume though somewhere. The other one had like a relay for the volume control, which stepped the speakers up to 3 different volume, because it had 3 tap settings. It didn't just ramp up the volume softly, it had 3 steps on the volume. And what you did, you adjusted it with a knob on the front. You set your volume like this, then you use a remote to change the volume at 3 different clicks. There'll be a relay in there somewhere which just reduces the volume. All those little, it's in there somewhere. I'll have to up and Google this model and try and get the schematic for it. Maybe this one doesn't have the volume. Maybe this only had a channel only function and power off, on and off. Now it smells good behind here. There's extra X-ray shielding too with this metal thing behind the CRT. Anyway, Can't get enough of vintage TVs. Just love them. Nice and stable. Anyway, that'll be enough for now. Thanks for watching. Hey viewers, I'm back to here. Let's play with the tune and the colour came back. Awesome, the colour came back. That looks good. I just play with a tuner, it's a dirty tuner. Nice. Down, up, colour adjustment, no bleeding either. It's just my tuner's playing up. I got a dirty tuner. That's all it is. It's got here white balance. White balance is a bit scratchy. Centre that pot, it's got a detent in it. Contrast. It's got a good picture. Wow. Got the antenna set up for this. Not that I can watch much feed air. I hate feed air TV. It's shit. Let's get this adjusted here. The bleeding's a little bit. Yeah. Out there. It's not too bad for colour, is it? The bleeding's a little there, but it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Slight colour bleed, but that's alright. Take a lot off. Let it play Tetris, which is good. The picture's looking better too. The CRT is just waking up, hasn't been turned on in a long time. I've cleaned the glass a bit. See that? Dirty pit tuner there, that's what it is. I have to clean this tower tuner out. Sort of slightly turn it. Yeah, dirty tuner. I move it a little bit, it's a bit touchy. That's looking good. Yeah, it's the tuner. Oh, that's all it is. The tower tuner is dirty. Classic symptom there. Turn the box off. Yeah, I'm gonna fix that. God, I love that smell. Thanks for watching.